Garden City can be seen in the short distance from Huntington Beach State Park. It's about where that first high-rise is. Garden City is a suburb that's about 10 miles southwest of downtown Myrtle Beach, making it the southernmost municipality along the Grand Strand in Horry County. Despite the name of Garden City, it's actually not a city at all, as it was never incorporated as one. Rather, it's a census-designated place. So from this point forward, you can refer to Garden City as Garden Census-Designated Place. As we start the driving tour, it looks like we're passing by some sort of event on our right. Looks like a place that has spiked Mountain Dew on the menu. We're currently heading north on Business Route 17 from Myrtle's Inlet, which is in neighboring Georgetown County. For a video on Myrtle's Inlet, or for anywhere else in the Myrtle Beach area for that matter, make sure to check out my Myrtle Beach playlist, as I toured this whole area while I was here. Also, if you enjoy this type of video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing those things really helps these videos out with the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Lastly, if you know of this area, or maybe you ordered a spiked Mountain Dew here once, let everyone know what your thoughts are about the place in the comments down below. To start this video, we're going to continue driving down Business Route 17 for the first several minutes before driving down Waccamaw Drive along the beach to finish things off. Weird that Garden Census-Designated Place calls their beach street Waccamaw Drive, while every other city in Horry County calls it Ocean Boulevard. Obviously, Waccamaw Drive is named after the nearby Waccamaw River, but anyway, Business Route 17 through this area, as we've seen some of it already, is full of tourist traps, such as crazy-looking mini golf courses and surf shops, among other things. In between it all is every fast food chain that you can think of and their dollar store cousins. There's even a Walmart right in the middle of town and a shopping mall. However, the Inlet Square Mall has seen better days. With that said, we'll be checking out the mall at the very end of this video. That's if we don't get attacked by a shark. Well, moving on now, as truth be told, the entire area of Garden Census-Designated Place is most often referred to as Garden Census-Designated Place Beach. Okay, fine. The entire CDP of Garden City is most often referred to as Garden City Beach by the locals. It's one of those weird things, where the Census Bureau recognizes the place as the CDP of Garden City, but the locals call it something different. I also put together this beautiful map to illustrate what the Census Bureau recognizes as Garden City compared to what the locals recognize as Garden City Beach.
Nope.
Oh, really? Okay, how about this? Wow, okay, well, yeah, on second thought, I guess that long stringy strandy thing south of Garden City is technically a part of Myrtle's Inlet, as it's in Georgetown County, so that makes sense, but at the same time, the only way you can access it by vehicle from Myrtle's Inlet proper is by going through Horry County to the north. Man, this place is weird. No wonder so many people in this country are directionally challenged. We certainly don't make it easy for people. When it comes to the history of Garden City, there isn't really much to talk about outside of a couple of hurricanes that struck the Grand Strand area of South Carolina. The first one being Hazel in 1954 and the other being Hugo in 1989. Both storms caused major damage to not only Garden City Beach, but to the entire Myrtle Beach area. However, the community was able to recover from both storms, as development has never slowed down in this area. With that said, Garden City is really just kind of here. The growth here is just a part of the larger growth that is seen throughout Horry County. So basically, it was a flat area along the coastline that was able to be developed, and it was developed throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I guess something that makes Garden City unique would be the 4th of July golf cart parade. Now, that is perfect. Things don't get more Myrtle Beach than that. Well, there really isn't much else of note off of Business Route 17 in Garden City other than the Tupelo Bay golf course up ahead on the left. I tell you what, if you like golf and oceans, even with the recent rise in cost of living for the Myrtle Beach area, there really isn't another coastal golf-obsessed place in this country that will give you more bang for your buck than Myrtle Beach. With that said, we're going to skip things ahead to where we're at the beach. In between the gap of footage there, I filmed the neighboring CDP of Surfside Beach in a separate video, which can be found in my Myrtle Beach playlist down below. Anyway, today, Garden City is home to just over 10,000 people, and the median household income is very low as it's at $46,000 per year. The economy is always a reality check for the Myrtle Beach area, which has very few high-paying jobs. It's also important to note that many of the people who have moved here in recent years have been retirees, although it's not as high of a concentration of retirees than what you'll see in places like the Villages, Florida. Well, anyway, only 21% of adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and the median value of owner-occupied housing units is $147,000, while the poverty rate is 11%. Moving on to the crime stats for Garden City, and it's not the worst crime rate that we see in the Myrtle Beach area, but it's also not the best. For example, Surfside Beach to the north is a safer community. Whenever the crime stats get brought up for the Myrtle Beach area, locals who love the area will flock to the comments section to blame it all on tourist traffic, and maybe that's true to an extent. Plus, there's nothing wrong with loving the Myrtle Beach area, to each their own, but the facts are the facts. There's a lot of crime in the Myrtle Beach area. Not just Myrtle Beach proper, but also some of the areas outside of the city limits too. The reality is that drug usage has been on the rise here consistently, unfortunately so, and the crime rates have continued to be above average as well. Not just for Myrtle Beach City, but also for many of the other communities, such as Garden City, even though Garden City's crime rate isn't alarmingly high or anything. Anyway, if you've seen my video on Surfside Beach to the north, you've probably noticed that Garden City is a lot more built up. Most of Surfside Beach is full of single-family homes, whereas in Garden City, you'll see a lot more high-rises and hotels. If living in a city-like setting along the beach is what you're looking for, then Garden City would be a decent option, I suppose. With that said, I took a look at Zillow at the time of me uploading this video, and I personally was shocked when I saw how low some of the price tags were on the current places for sale. Now, granted, these are really small places, but look at this one here for only $254K. You get a nice view off of the balcony there. And look at this one for $350K. Only 700 square feet, but you get an ocean view. Now, in today's housing market across the country, that would be hard to complain about. Now, Myrtle Beach proper has many of these teeny tiny condos in their high-rise buildings as well, ranging anywhere from 400 to 800 square feet, and you can find prices like that or even lower there. I saw a price of $160,000 with an ocean view in a high-rise condo in Myrtle Beach. However, it was only 400 square feet, so if you feel like you can cram yourself into that small space, then more power to you. But out here in Garden City, it's not near as crowded as it is in Myrtle Beach. And you're away from all of the crime and drama that happens up there, not to mention all of the crowded tourist hotspots like the Boardwalk, the Sky Wheel, Ripley's Believe It or Not. But now you still get a little bit of the crowds down here too, but not near as much. Anyway, it's time to play some of the music that you all enjoy, as there really isn't much else to say about the place. However, there is more to see as we continue to head down the almighty Waccamaw Drive in Garden City. Alright, so this is basically downtown Garden City, or downtown Garden City Beach. To the left is the pier at Garden City, which is the main attraction in town. It's complemented by a nice selection of shops and restaurants on the opposite side of the street, and this area seems like a nice place to park your car, get out and walk around, and enjoy a day off of work. Well, that was a nice ride and all, but it's that time, people. You can't always trust a $2 steak, and you can't always trust a person with an energy drink sticker on their pickup truck, but you can always trust Chris's livability score. When it comes to the education, there aren't too many schools in town. However, St. James High School, just west of Garden City, is considered to be the best in all of Horry County, according to U.S. News. It gets a 14 out of 20. Crime in Garden City could be better, but it could also be worse. That gets a 10 out of 20. The downtown area, I thought, was good enough for what it is. There's a nice fishing pier and a nice selection of shops and restaurants. It gets a 12 out of 20. At this point, most of you know how I feel about the economy in the Myrtle Beach area, as outside of tourism, finding a career path in this region is like trying to get out of being stuck in quicksand. It gets a 7 out of 20. Recreational opportunities are plenty in the area if you like golf and water. It gets a 15 out of 20. The history of Garden City is as bland as it gets. There's no unique story that gives the place an identity. That's not true for all of the Myrtle Beach area, but it's true for Garden City. It gets a 2 out of 20. The next category is amenities, and there's plenty of those found around the area. However, most of it is on the low end, such as fast food chains and Walmart. For example, there's only one Costco for the ever-growing Myrtle Beach area, and from Garden City, you have to drive about 30 to 45 minutes away to get there depending on the traffic. Despite that, there's several better amenities in the Garden City area that can be found along the beachfront, such as the pier at Garden City, and the selection of restaurants there. It gets a 14 out of 20. The cost of living in Garden City is actually not atrocious at all, that is, once you get away from the shoreline. When looking at Zillow, there were many homes for sale in the areas away from the beach that you could easily afford while being a manager at McDonald's. However, many of those homes were not very desirable, hence how they were so affordable. If you want a decently sized condo in the nicer area along the shoreline or a home, it's going to cost you. Cost of living gets a 12 out of 20. All in all, the Chris livability score for Garden City, South Carolina is 86 out of 160, putting it in last place for all of the cities that I've done this for so far in South Carolina, but not by much. Personally, I thought that Garden City was an average beach town. There's nothing that's too crazy special about it that you can't see in any other beach town along the Grand Strand, but there's also nothing here that would get in your face and scream at you to get away. Some people might get bored here if they don't live in walking distance of the beach, as it might quickly seem like just another populated area in South Carolina. Also, the drag strip that is Business Route 17 doesn't have too many things to offer outside of the Walmart, the cheap fast food and dollar stores that I've mentioned. But to me, in my opinion, it's quite a big drawback of the area. Plus, you have this dying shopping mall here called Inlet Square Mall. The mall was built in 1990, however other shopping malls in the area have been more successful. But I guess you can make up for it a little bit if you head north on Business Route 17 about 20 minutes and get over to the Market Common area in Myrtle Beach right next to the airport. Well, with that said, I do end the video here. And do me a favor if you don't mind, as if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also make sure to hit that notification bell and select yes, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy checking out some of the featured playlists on this channel. Videos with amazing insights on other places like what you saw here can be found in my Myrtle Beach playlist or in my South Carolina playlist. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. We'll see you next time. Peace.